I don't think I've ever read this many books in a month. It's hot. Oh my gosh, I didn't even organize this stack. What the heck? It's organized now. Hello, my beauties. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name's Janelle. And if you're not new, hi, my name's still Janelle. Thank you for being here. So, today I have for you guys my August wrap up. I managed to finish 16 books in August. I don't know how I did that because I've never read this many books in a month. I think my record was 12, but 16 books is insane. Like, I legitimately don't know how I did it. I don't. But we're going to be talking about all of the books that I read this month and what I rated them, what I think about them, all that good stuff. But before we get into that, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. You really won't regret it. It's super, super fun over here, and I would love to have you a part of the beauty family. So without further ado, let's get into the books. So these books are going to be organized by lowest rated to highest rated, and then the last book that I talk about will be my favorite book of the month, and I'll talk about why. But let's go ahead and get into this very hefty stack. So starting off with the lowest rating of the month at 2 stars is going to be 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I did not like this. I just felt like it was pointless. Like, I was like, what is the point of this? Which, when I got to the end, I understood, like, oh, I see how it's looping. By the time I got to the end of the book, I understood, like, how it was looping back around. But I also just felt like this book was very just, like, redundant and repetitive, and I was struggling the whole time getting through this book. So yeah, this book was just not for me. So 2 stars for this. Next up, I have a manga, and that is Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1, coming in at 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like, I had a blast with this. It definitely wasn't like my favorite, and it didn't get 5 stars because nothing in it like really stood out to me. Yeah, I enjoyed this one too. Next up, I have a graphic novel, and that is Saga Volume 3, also coming in at 4 stars. For those that have been, subscribed to my channel for a while, you guys know that the first and second volume of Saga I really did not enjoy. So this one really, I think, is saving the series for me. I really enjoyed this one, but I really enjoyed this one, and I think it's because there wasn't like the unnecessary nudity in here. Like, I was able to read this and stay captured, and I think I'll be finishing the series just because of this volume. Next up, I am going to be talking about 2 books at the same time because they are the exact same rating and they're part of the exact same series. And that is Immortal Instruments, City of Bones, and City of Ashes. So I read both of these in the month of August because I'm trying to catch up on a buddy read that is happening in Mel Reed's Discord, and I really enjoyed these. As much as this is very different from like Harry Potter, I'm definitely getting like Harry Potter nostalgia feels from this, which I'm really enjoying because I need something else other than Harry Potter, and we all have kind of, heard why. But yeah, so this I'm really enjoying, and it's kind of giving me that same, like, I don't know, like the magical kind of side of the world that Clary is being like introduced to. So I don't really know what it is, but I really enjoyed these as well. So 4 stars for these, and I'm excited to continue the series. Okay, next up I have another manga, and that is Tokyo Ghoul Volume 2, and this one is a 5 star. So all of the books after this are 5 stars, but this was so good. I enjoyed this one a little bit more than the first one, and I think it's because this book was a little bit more like intense and gripping than the first one. This one had definitely more of like a holy crap, this is really going down kind of feel to it, and I like that kind of stuff. So for that, I gave this one 5 stars. Also, I totally forgot about a series of audiobooks that I listened to this month, and that is City of Ghosts, Tunnel of Bones, and Bridge of Souls. So first, let's talk about City of Bones. I really enjoyed that one. This is a like middle grade spooky kind of thing, and I really enjoyed it. I gave the first one 4 stars. I really like the concept of the entire series, but in the first one I really thought that the character development and the world building was really good in that one. So I gave that one 4 stars, and then the second book, Tunnel of Bones, I gave 3 stars. I didn't like that one as much, and I think it was just because it's the middle in a series, so I feel like sometimes when you're reading a series, the books in the middle kind of get lost a little bit, and that's kind of how I felt about that one. But the third one, I also gave 4 stars because I really enjoyed that one as well, and that is Bridge of Souls. So yeah, I also thought the covers on these books were like, I loved them. So yes, those audiobooks, I needed to make sure I say that because I was about to forget them. But now back into the 5-star reads of the month. So the next 5-star read I'm going to be talking about is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This one I read for the buddy read for Mel Read's Patreon book club in August, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 5 stars, although a lot of people in the Discord were giving it like 3.5 stars, and I can totally see why, but for me, this one was perfect. I have watched a lot of the classic horror slasher movies, and so I understood who some of these characters were, and so it made, I think, the book more enjoyable for me, but also I just really like stuff like this. Like, this brought me back to like the dumb classics that, you know, isn't like the 80s and 90s that we watch as like horror movies. I like them because like the endings are like, the odds that there would have been a final girl are like slim to none, but somehow by the skin of her teeth she makes it. I don't know, I like that stuff. And this one was definitely like that. Like, towards the ending, a lot of people in the Discord were complaining that it was like just very unrealistic and like that would never happen, but for me, I kind of like that stuff. I don't know, so I gave it 5 stars. I liked it. Okay, next 5-star read is Scythe by Neil Schusterman. So this one I also really enjoyed. This was a husband picks for August, so Jonathan picked this one out for me, and I'm really glad he did. I love this book, but I really loved this one. I love Citra and, is it Rowan? I was about to say the wrong name, but yeah, this one was really fun for me. I love dystopian, and this dystopian world was pretty stellar. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm really excited to get into the second book. See, it's right over there. Can you see it? See it? I am very excited to get to the next one, but this was like an easy 5 stars for me. Like, it was just chef's kiss, you know? Okay, and next up I have another 5-star read, but this is an unexpected 5-star read, and that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. So I'm not a romance reader, some of you guys know that. I just don't ever feel invested in a romance. I find it sometimes to be, like, sometimes it can be bland, I feel like. So I'm not always like loving a romance. But this one was gifted to me, and so I was like, all right, you know, like, I didn't even buy it, so I'll read it. And I read it, and I really loved it. I love, so our 2 characters are January and Augustus, which is like August. I don't know, I thought it was cute that they were both kind of named after a month, but my husband thought it was really cheesy, but whatever. But I really liked this. Like, this book brought me to a point where I was like in tears just out of like pure happiness. Like, a romance has never done that for me, and so for that I was like 5 stars. Like, it has to get 5 stars for me because no other romance has done that for me. So this was absolutely stellar. Love it. Okay, next up I have a reread, and that is Aquacorn Cove by Katie O'Neill. So I read this during the month because I had a day where like it was just not my day, and I needed to pick me up, and this is like the perfect little pick me up. And so I read this, and easy 5 stars. I mean like the artwork is just like stunning. So I had so much fun with this. I think it's like one of the cutest stories I've ever read. So obviously I gave it 5 stars. I mean, how could you not? Like, look at it. Like, how could you not? Okay, so this is the second to last book, so we're about to, we're about to be done, don't worry. But this next 5-star read is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So it wasn't Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing that I didn't enjoy in The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was just the story that I didn't enjoy. But I read this one. I had started it a few months back, or I want to say like 2 months back, and didn't get around to finishing it. And so I was like, all right, I'll just finish it for this month. This, I'm telling you, I loved every bit of this. I'm surprised. I even gave it 5 stars, honestly, because after reading 7 Husbands, I was like, I don't know if I can do another Taylor Jenkins read. I just don't know if I can do it. But I'm really glad that I did go for this one, because this one was just a great story in general. Like, I loved the flashbacks. It had me gripped the whole time. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. And this one, I loved like the meaning behind the story. Like, I loved the family union that we saw with these siblings, and like it was just a beautiful story, honestly. Okay, and the last 5-star, which will be my favorite book of the month. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know what my favorite book of the month is. It was an easy pick, and that is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So, as you guys know, From Blood and Ash is one of my all-time favorite books. I love it, love it, love it. And so I read this one because this one was also gifted to me, and wow, I just had so much fun reading this. I love this, and I honestly think I might, like, this one might be my favorite. And I think, which I feel like is a little bit of an unpopular opinion, because I have heard that people were really annoyed by Poppy in this book, but I loved it. I don't even know what to say about this book, except that it is absolutely stunning, and I will read this for the rest of my life. Like, if I had to pick a book to read for the rest of my life, it would probably be this series or this book. It was fabulous. I mean, wow. Seriously, like, fireworks, like, just wow. Almost forgot about this book, but I also read Survive the Night by Riley Sager in the month of August, and this one was another 5 stars for me. I just love thrillers. Like, I am a sucker for a good thriller, and this one was amazing. But like, it's Riley Sager, so like, what else would it be? Because his writing is just wow. Like, the plot twist is like, you question your sanity. You're like, okay. So I loved this one, and I cannot wait to read The Last Time I Lied and Final Girls. Like, I've read this, Home Before Dark, and Lock Every Door, and I loved all of them. So I'm really excited to continue reading Riley Sager. He is becoming one of my favorite authors. So read this book if you like thrillers. You should read this one. But that is all of the books that I have read for the month of August. I still don't know how I managed to read that many books, but I am hoping to continue this little streak and read a lot of books for September too. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.